believer that momentum does not carry game to game. Is everybody in here the same way?
Well, think about how round one played out. It's proof enough.
Sure, yeah.
Lose game one on a bad error from Smith. The next two games, pound the Kings 14-2, lose 4 and 5, and then come back and win 6 and 7.
Yeah.
Do you see any momentum in any of that? And have you seen any momentum in any of these games? Because I haven't.
Maybe it's just an Oilers thing because I
think
feel like
there's
Tampa
momentum.
has all the momentum.
There's momentum. I don't know. There's momentum within the game.
Yeah.
But I don't think each game is totally different than the next. I mean, think about how game 2 started the same way as game 1 for the Oilers, and then they dug in the last 50 minutes of that game were the best team on the ice.
Yeah.
Well, I do think
point,
Frank makes a good point. Basically, actions speak louder than words, and if we want to prove that theory wrong, I guess, tonight's the night to do it because they had an unbelievable game the other day at Rogers Place, and they need to kind of find even another level because Calgary's going to come out hard tonight.
You've got an opportunity here to put a skate to the throat of your arch rival.
Yeah. Love that.
If that sentence,
I feel like we're in Game of Thrones.
God, if that sentence isn't on the bulletin board in the Oilers locker room, I just don't think they need much in the way of like motivation right now. I believe that they've started the last two games, with motivate. I think that they know how they're playing. I don't think much needs to be said.
No, this is your chance.
Yeah.
You are knocking on the door of the first Western Conference final since 2006 for this team if you win tonight.
God, that feels good. That sounds feels and sounds good.
I want to give some credit to Jay Woodcroft because on our last pregame show, I asked Frank, Daryl Sutter, obviously a veteran coach, Jay Woodcroft not in the same position as Daryl Sutter. Is there a potential of him being outcoached at some point? And Frank spoke to the fact that, Jay Woodcroft's this confident guy that's exuded this type of energy for a long time now. And you saw him on the bench in that last game, smirking a little. And he's very calm and confident in his demeanor and his words. And I love that because after game 1, some fans were like, okay, the Oilers have deviated away from what they knew and what made them successful. And of course, we got a little worried after that game 1. But since then, I feel like Jay Woodcroft and what he's doing with this team and the energy and the vibe that he must carry in the locker room really is like the right mix for this group of guys.
Yeah, I mean, you can see in the way they were able to bounce back from a game 1 loss, and maybe that does speak to the fact momentum doesn't exist in the playoffs, and maybe that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to really look at anything Woodcroft's done and be like, oh man,
I still love what Frank said. Like, in order to win in the playoffs, you have to be lucky.
Yeah.
And Woodcroft is good and not taking away from him. But what Frank said was we were lucky that a few things happened to force the hand of putting McDavid and Draisaitl together, and it's worked, and it's kind of changed everything.
It's been a happy accident.
It's been a very
and
happy
Draisaitl
accident.
at the same time has gotten more powerful and better. I don't know if he's healing.
He's getting better.
Yeah, I agree.
You can see it. His skating isn't as labored. He's not missing on shots like he was. Everything just looks a little better, and part of it's just the adrenaline of the playoffs, too.
He's so much better that I'm going to bet that he scores a power play goal from his office tonight.
Because it's been weird. He's been missing from that spot.
That's the thing. He's not even missing, he's missing the net, but he's not getting all the puck, and that's just like...
He whiffed 4 times in game
Yeah,
2.
man. I think that comes to an end tonight.
Yeah, I think the power play, it's just too good to not get going at some point, and hopefully it's tonight. I like this point, or this from Jake in our Facebook chat. Markstrom is shook. We can win this. How weird is it to watch a guy like Jacob Markstrom, a Vezina finalist, just not be able to play up to his level against the Oilers?
I wouldn't be surprised to see him bounce back with a big game tonight.
Yeah, I mean, he's
he
that good.
momentum.
But it's weird because go back to when he started with the Flames, he hasn't been good against Edmonton. So do you think it's just random? Do the Oilers know something? Do they have something on him? I'm with you, though. I wouldn't be surprised if he makes 40 saves tonight.
I mean, I do think they've keyed in on certain areas, and we talked about this, on the Daily Faceoff show with Mike McKenna about, the idea of keying in on just above his pad, under his blocker, both glove side and blocker side, that I think they've focused on. They've gotten him moving, and part of it too is think back to game 3. There wasn't really a lot that Jacob Markstrom did wrong. Yeah. His first period was outstanding. He was under assault the entire time, and the goals that were scored, the Kane hat trick, McDavid and Draisaitl put those pucks on Kane's. Chalmers, you could have scored them.
I could have, maybe. Might have whiffed on a couple.
Cowboy Chris would have definitely
Cowboy
scored them.
Chris would have scored him for sure. Cowboy
like,
Chris wouldn't
that
even need the
isn't
pass. He would have stole the puck from him and done it himself.
At all. It's just to say that like they were unbelievable plays.
I like that Evander too on that. When he gives it to him, he could have very easily given that first one back to McDavid, and it would have been an open net. But he decided he's got a lot of confidence right now. And the other thing you said was he was under assault first period last game, and I'm thinking to myself, you said that he's going to come out hard, and I was thinking in my head, I hope they don't get deterred by maybe out shooting them a lot and not being able to score anything. But it showed in game 3 that really doesn't happen. There's not a lot of things I'm all that worried about. What should I be worried about, Frank?
Maybe that's
Caroline,
why you should be
Well, it's
worried.
Markstrom.
I don't want to jinx, but I was just saying to you, Cowboy Chris, I'm weirdly calm, and I'm not a calm person. I have stress about everything.
Jay's not here to say it, so I will.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, but
it's better when you're nervous.
Honest,
But you're superstitious as you.
I am. That's why I
was
just sit here.
Exactly. Totally fine. JR is also superstitious.
So say cautiously optimistic. That's his word that we've
cautiously
been using.
optimistic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to say that like three more times.
Okay,
in the
let's
show.
just we're cautiously optimistic that tonight we will get it done. We'll go back to Calgary, and we will have some fun night on Thursday, won't we?
And just
It could be a fun
for
night.
superstition's sake, we'll say that Kane needs to level up again tonight and bring the heat.
And Oilers Nation,
do you
don't
want,
get
4 goals
complacent.
from him?
Don't get
Yes.
complacent. If you've been doing something that's been working, continue to do it. Again, I will not sit in my basement where it is very comfortable and watch this game where it's a nice TV. I'm going to sit in my kitchen on the worst stools ever. I hope my wife listens to this and gets new ones because they suck. But I'll sit there because that's what I'm willing to do. What are you willing to do?
I love
Am
it.
I right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna clip
You
that.
know? Yeah!
I'm gonna clip that and listen to that every single morning to kickstart my day.
Do what you've been doing. Just do what you've been doing.
Quickly, Caroline, lineup report for our friends out at Yegburger, which we still got to get Frank out for a little Yegburger at some point here.
It's on the list.
Nothing changing for the Oilers is based off morning skate. Nurse didn't skate in the morning, but that's not exactly
Yeah.
surprising. Chris Tanev did skate, but he wasn't on a pairing. So I think the expectation, at least, is that he isn't playing. But again, it's the playoffs. You really never know
You
what's
don't know.
going on.
I do think he's. I'd be surprised. I think he's a little bit far away from playing.
Oh, yeah? There you go.
You never know. I was surprised, to see Draisaitl continue the way that he has to motor through his injury, and Nurse, frankly.
Yeah, Nurse as well, and they gave him obviously the morning off here. So it looks like it's the same lineups on either side. And yes, obviously Jacob Markstrom versus Mike Smith between the pipes. Betting report tonight for our friends at PointsBet Canada. Charles, what are you feeling tonight?
Well, so I think that after the comments from the Calgary Flames that, they were being beaten by one man, I expect that guys like Nugent Hopkins, guys like Hyman, guys like Yamamoto are going to take that. That's personally. I see somebody in the bottom 9 scoring.
Okay.
And so, take out Hyman. You know what? Hyman, Kane, Draisaitl, McDavid, they've been doing their job. Yep. I have this feeling about Yamo. So, you know that I like to go an outright win, parlayed with a player to score. Mm-hmm. I'm going to go with Yamo.
Nice.
Now, it's a lengthy odd. He is a plus 285.
Mm.
So, when you put them together, they are I think around a plus 320.
Whew, juicy.
It is juicy. And you know what? I always go McDavid. Kane's obviously a lock to score these days because that's all he's been doing, but that's what I'm thinking.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't mind the Yamo one. I think that line, like I said, was really buzzing in the last game. McDavid, even money to score after he didn't score last game. I think that's like a pretty interesting spot here. What are you looking at?
I like the under 6.5, and I like Calgary first period plus 180.
Ooh, you think the Flames are going to come out with a hot
I think
start?
the Yegburger key to the game.
Okay, let's get into it.
It's surviving the onslaught. We mentioned a couple times, you're getting Calgary's best punch. I don't think it's going to come late. I think it's going to be early. Okay. And if you can survive it, you got a shot.
And don't come out on your heels. We saw Calgary.
Don't be down 4-1 after one, thinking that you're going to be able to come back again.
Yeah. My key to the game: get a goal from the second and third line, get a goal from the power play. I think that right there will go a long ways. Yes, I think McDavid and Draisaitl and Kane, that line can score. I think expecting them to go score 4 goals every game Probably not happening, but if they can get a couple and the power play can chip in and you can get some scoring from lower in your lineup, you're going to have a much easier time tonight. So depth scoring, getting the power play going, those are my Yegburger keys to the game.
Mine's just for them not to get in their head. They know what to do tonight. I don't want them thinking about the fact that this could be a potential 3-1 series lead. Go on home ice, have fun. The crowd's going to be insane. We know that. Copy and paste from last game. And if Calgary comes out blazing, they need to like find another level to stop that.
Yeah, don't stay on your heels.
Yeah.
Don't become spectators, because that's what's happened to Calgary when we came out blazing. And when, I've seen it before. You just become a spectator. It's not good.
Liam, you want to throw it?
Liam, we didn't go to you for your bets.
Yeah.
You gotta give us some props.
Producer Liam, woo!
You nailed the Draisaitl one last game.
Yeah, we had the Draisaitl one. I'll do that one again.
Oh, Draisaitl over 1.5 again. What are you getting on that?
Plus 120.
Oh,
And I'm going to go back to Hyman. I think Hyman keeps it rolling. Plus 225 to score a goal.
Low blocker off the post. He's doing that a lot.
However it goes in, I don't care as long as I get my money.
that is a fantastic mindset. I don't mind the Hyman one either. I might go a little bit on McDavid to get a power play point tonight, or maybe Draisaitl to get a power
McDavid
play
to get
point.
a power play point tonight? What would that be, like minus 300?
It's usually even money if you can find it. Liam, what's McDavid to get a power play point tonight?
McDavid power play point is minus 115, and so is Draisaitl.
That's fair. Those are good spots.
What's
I think
your,
power
what's
play
your
gets
view
going.
on betting anything with the minus in front of it?
I mean,
Kind of feels like
certain
no
things
fun,
you have
no
to do
value?
it. Yeah, but I would do that one.
Yeah.
The
There you
power
go.
play point.
I know you like chasing the juice. You
I like chasing the
big
juice.
payout.
I'd rather bet a little bit of money and win a lot than bet like a lot of money to win
A little.
a little.
Okay,
Yeah.
fair. What's your Yegburger key to the game? You didn't give us yours.
I did. Well, I mean, I kind of did. I've kind of given a bunch, but
Yeah.
my main one is to take on the onslaught that you know is coming. Withstand it. Don't get mesmerized by it. Don't get scared by it. Don't become a defensive team. That's not what we are. We push the pace. So when we're met with that, step it up and push back.
Love it.
Will says his key to the game is a strong first pass starting from Smith out. And he says Bouchard needs a good start to get his usual 5 to 8 minutes of spacing out of the way.
Fair.
There you go. I think that's all we got. Bearded Brad said he's going Yamo first goal at plus 2,250.
My boy.
Davinsky says that Nurse is due. Kylie says Yams at plus 400.
Kylie's been hot.
Ding dong,
Did
Liam.
she win that?
See,
Yeah.
people are listening.
Spiced
to the
Oil
rundown.
wants a ding dong from Liam. Yes.
Ding
All
dong.
right, guys.
There you go.
Anything else?
We're rolling. The vibes are good.
If you guys can't go to the game, obviously, Pint on White Oilers Nation playoff watch party tonight. I'll be there. No one else. From the
Waz,
panel? Waz?
Kennedy.
Yeah.
I think
Tyler is going to be sitting right next to me in the press box.
Okay,
Yeah,
are you
I'm
wearing
good.
your romper?
Yeah, up in the press box. You can imagine how that would go.
If he is, he ain't sitting next to me.
That's what's so
That'd be
good.
so funny.
Frank doesn't want that kind of view.
The romper has been kind of labeled as a must-win game attire.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So, God, you being in the press box for a must-win game would be awesome because you
Yeah,
kind of
that-
have to do it. I mean,
that
it was
wouldn't be
Nation
At this
happening.
point,
You
it's
know it
all in
wouldn't.
your hands. You'd have to do it.
No, I don't
It's
deal
a
well
hard
with
no
that.
from me, dog.
Yeah, that's a hard no from me. Dog.
Oh, you'd say no. You like
I wouldn't get a
avoiding him.
press
I don't
pass
even
if I
know
was
this
wearing
guy.
that.
Honestly-
I've never seen this guy before. Who
He
is this
drove
guy?
you guys. I saw you get out of the car.
How did he get a pass? Wait,
I saw
why,
you eating at
Why does it say
Yagburger with him.
Daily Face Off on it? I have
Go
no-
get
no
Yagburger
idea.
tonight.
Wait,
You ate
okay.
Yagburger before.
I know.
Hold on, though. I want to paint this picture.
Okay.
You guys see each other at the game. You have to wear the romper.
Okay.
It's all in your hands, okay? Frank, you see Tyler in his romper. What are you saying to him and what are you doing?
You're
Like,
fired.
I don't think he's saying much. I think he's
Yeah.
turning and walking the other
Would
way.
you really leave him?
Oh,
Yes.
yes. I would expect him
100%.
to. I would
Do you know
expect
where
him
that
to.
romper came from?
I think his contract does say that he reports to me.
It does.
Yeah.
Do you know where that romper came from, Frank?
I do, but I don't ever even want to think about it again.
My mother-in-law can make you one.
Yeah.
We
I
can
was about to
do.
say,
I don't know that
Frank,
she
your
has
romper.
enough fabric for that.
We can do. We bought extra. We could do longer sleeves. We can do longer pants if you want. Hey, she put a hood and pockets.
Yeah, she did. It's a,
Yeah,
it's
she
a
did.
good
And
piece of
it's
fashion.
holding up. I mean, it's
I don't
holding
ever
up
want to
enough.
see you wearing that thing again, stick man.
You better. Well, then you better hope the Oilers take care of
Don't
business
need
and we
any
don't get any more
must-win
must-win
games.
games. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
There you go, Spice Dora. What if it was a DFO romper?
It's with your face all over it.
I don't ever want to see Tyler in a romper again, ever.
All right.
Poor
I mean,
Tyler.
hey,
Poor
Classic.
Tyler
the
always
man's
gets
got
hurt.
conviction. What are you
Yeah.
gonna say about it?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, guys.
Go
Liam, the
Oilers,
fan,
man.
they
This
want you to. They want a ding dong. We need a ding dong.
He gave one.
Yeah, but it was.
we need
You know
another
what?
one.
Come on.
I don't know how I
We're
did
pumped.
it the first time. Ding dong.
Dong.
There, that
There
was
you go.
Ding dong.
Did you say who the underdogs were on the? Did you say that?
Yeah, the Oilers are favorites tonight.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Slight
they're-
we have to bark.
yeah, slight favorites minus 114.
Bark?
Flames are plus
We do when we're
101.
underdogs, we bark. And
Over
usually
under is
good
6.5.
luck.
Oh, I wish we were underdogs.
I
We are
know.
not
Wouldn't
underdogs.
mind
I'm
a
sorry.
good bark right now.
Well,
You really spice it up after Liam just
I'm kind of surprised that.
ding dong killing the
I'm
vibe.
kind of surprised the Oilers are favorites.
yeah, a little bit. Quickly, I want to give some love to Daniel in our Facebook chat. Oilers fan watching from Switzerland.
Nice.
Hola.
Cowboy.
Oh my gosh. All right, everyone. This has been your Giant pregame show presented by Sherwood Ford, and we're out of here.
Yeah.